All right, hey, what's going on, my friends? This is your boy, Turgon, the massive, giant, bagadoosh. Sorry, I just thought that sounded funny. Um, and wanted to share with you guys. How you doing? Turgon the Wise, coming at you with a new video today. And, what am I doing? Well, shit, let's do a quick recap of what's going on my server here, and you see a lot of pins, but really all in all the big battles have kind of stopped. There's some PvP zones being set up down here in near Harad in the neutral zone, and there's some fighting going on down here and Aaronborn between Susti, HISP, Swan, MORG, and a sprinkle of Yadu. Yabba dabba doo. And then also there's a pin here now for me, basically just me and Betch King of Angmar going at it yesterday. Thanks for clearing out like half of my barracks. I appreciate it, buddy. I'll show you what's going on in my barracks here. It's in a state of rebuilding. Betch King is so strong. I know I talked about him in my last video, and I don't want to just like talk about Betch King in all my videos because there's a lot of solid players over there in MORG. But he came. I just set up a little PvP zone for myself, and he came over, and we just smacked the crap out of each other. Well, really, he just hit me all day, and I just sat there and kind of took it and kept refilling, and it was fun. That's kind of what I wanted to happen. So thanks for doing that, buddy, appeasing me, because my barracks are full, my RSS was full, and I was like, someone kill me, and Bexton was like, hold my beer. Well done, sir. So here's I wanted to talk through my barracks, and so you can understand how stupid I am with how I manage my troops and my resources. So currently I am conscripting the dudes that I need for my Isildur Rangers and Dunedain are basically the core of my Isildur, and Isildur is one of my two commanders that I would coin as my mains. The third unit can be kind of variable. It depends on what I'm gearing him for and who I'm expecting to fight with that gear. So I was playing Isildur. Let me just go over to him real quick so you can see him. I've just changed him out and I put the Heathling back on him. So bear in mind, I'm doing War of the Ring. I'm only fighting evil. So if you're looking at this video trying to find some good on good builds, you're not going to find it here. So I did the Heath lane with him because now I'm running an all melee build. So with an all melee build, I decided I wanted the extra HP and the Bane of Orcs. So if I hit like a Grima with, Reapers, or a Khaldun with Reapers, or anyone with Reapers or Orcs of any kind. Betch likes to run a really strong whaled out gore bag. I'll show you some reports in a little bit so you can see just how badly I got crushed by this guy. It's so funny. I love this game. But yeah, this is my gear on him, and I've showed you all this before, so it's not anything new. I used to have the Wizard's Fireworks on here with Bane of Mounted Units because the goal was to be able to um, survive Khaldun, but he hasn't been getting hit by Khaldun, and when he has been getting hit by Khaldun, it's Betch's Khaldun with a Frenzy Hammer, and he just gets massacred anyway. So I'm switching over from using T4s in the back with him, with the Wizard's Fireworks, over to the rope with Bane of Orcs. And for units, is somebody attacking me? No. Oh, bummer. I swapped out the March Wardens for another high damage unit, Keepers. God, I love Keepers. They're so good. Okay. So that is him, and that's why I have two of my conscription queues rocking at present for Isildur. Um, Also, I finished conscripting some heralds and sentinels, so I should be good to go there for a little bit. Should be okay on sharpshooters. I'm only really using them on Gandalf. March Wardens will probably be next. 1700 is kind of light for them for me. I got some keepers in transit. Definitely need to make more guardians. In the process of making more guards of the tower. Guardians and guards of the tower, I'm executively putting on Gimli. Sometimes I'll throw guards of the tower on my Galadriel, but I'm. Wait, do I have her with any units right now? I think she just has like one command of eagles. Yep, that's it. One command of eagles. So now you can see I'm really trying out some funky stuff here. I mean, I got a 42 Faramir. I just haven't been happy with him this season. I think he stinks versus dark side. Honestly, I think he's only good versus um, good side. So I'm thinking about hammering his unique at the end of the season, but we'll see. I might keep it for a little bit. Depends on what campaign and what faction or, or what campaign we're playing next season. I can pick whatever I want for a T4 unit, I think now. So you can see I've got a level 40 Haldir. I'm trying to test that against some of these Khaldoons, especially I'm seeing Khaldoons with Oathbreakers. And so his poison damage might be handy against those Oathbreakers since they're going to probably be running some focus protection chest on that Khaldoon so that the Galadriels don't counter them so directly. So the poison damage, Haldir might be a sleeper commander with some pretty, that's a pretty legit utility because these frenzy Khaldoons are arguably one of the strongest commanders in the game right now. There's my Gandalf. You can see what I'm doing with him. Uh, Gil-galad, I'm not really doing much with him. I mostly tile with him, but I'll throw him out there for some PvP once my barracks are kind of full. I'll take those units off of him if I need to fill either my Elrond or my Isildur. But yeah, that's what's going on with Gimli. I'll probably do some Guardians and some March Wardens next. I got a couple of Knights in backup here for my Aragorn too, who's completely set up to counter the burn damage Witch Kings, which I'm not seeing because MORG is the only one over here. There's one guy from SUSD, but he's just throwing like Grima and Gorbag, not Gorbag, what about Gothmog on me right now. So let's see. That's my barracks. That's what's going on with my barracks. That's how I'm conscripting my barracks. Um, let's go. Oh, hold on. Let me just spend some gold here real quick while I'm in the middle of this because my keepers arrived. And I don't like do this kind of stuff. I'm not conscript. Oh man, I didn't even realize I was getting close to that. But yeah, I'm not trying to make that many anyway. I currently have like what was it, 3,800 or something like that. I'm just gonna make like I make them in small batches. So I'm gonna do 1,300. That should be fine for now, right? Yeah, that'll get me up to like 5,100. So that's what's going on with my dudes. I'm up to 3.1 million prestige. Would love to get it obviously higher before the end of the season. Season is basically, as you can see from the map, pretty much a wrap here. Fellowship is destroy the ring. In terms of rankings, here's all the people that maxed their rings first. Congratulations to you folks. Shout out to Danny and Azer. Uh, this is I didn't know that Malkoth was number one in production. That's pretty cool. Congratulations there, buddy. Fellowship production, I mean, not like it matters at the end, but this is what it's looking like. And these are the teams that are on my server currently. Cheers and kudos to all the folks on this server. Was a good server for a large number of weeks, and we're just kind of winding down now. Personally, would have loved to have seen some more intense fighting occur through the end of the season, kind of like what I experienced the last time I played this campaign. But beggars can't be choosers. So what else do I want to show y'all? Let's take a look at the commanders. I have, I think, 9 at level 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 commanders at level 40 or higher. I talked through a little bit, like I was saying. I'm only really basically trying to use the Haldir on some of these Khaldoons to see if the poison damage helps deal with the ones that are using Oathbreakers or Chariots because I have the Bow Knights on him and their specialty is large units. So he just needs more levels. He's just not He's just not quite there yet. There's my gear on him. I'm not whaling him out by any stretch of the imagination. It's kind of a dolphin haldir build here with all purples. And I mean the horseman helm is far from what you want on him, but I don't want him to blow himself up with hitting some madness commander or something. So I threw that on him. You want the March Warden outfit for the initiative, and then I have harp with pursuit, and then the speed for the elves. So they're going kind of early between that and the initiative. If you run up against somebody else with initiative, then who goes first? The one with more speed. Um, so that's why I went that route. In terms of the skill build, you got to have 1 point in here for the evade. You want this for the damage up and the stun immunity. Oh, there's the poison damage I'm talking about. Lasts 2 rounds, 70% as well as 70% poison damage. And then with the forest agility, if that procs, I guess, do you inflict this twice? I don't know. Probably not. And I have eagles, so I'm using beast training to use the eagles as tanks and the maxed out Galadrim. So I'd like to get more points on him, and then I have a point in armed escort. 6 more in here will get me a pretty solid heal that hopefully, keeps me going in battles a little bit longer. He's just not that strong of a commander when you compare him to, because he's a glass cannon, but he's just got more weaknesses than somebody like this glass cannon, right? So that's what I'm experimenting here with Haldir. I've got a Frodo bomb at 31 that excites me whenever this thing works. It's because I don't know. I feel like I'm trolling with him a little bit, but it actually really helps in my combat. I'm going to start using him more often going forward because like it's just great to use him as a scout with like I have 3 units on him with one command, and they all have evasion as their ability. So the goal is to keep the battle going as long as possible, so that Frodo and this madness can keep going off. Ooh, I have a friend. Who's my friend coming in? Demi Lovato. What's up, bro? Come and get some. Um, yeah, so I showed you my seal door. I think I showed you my Gimli here. Just using Gimli this way, you want this because there's a lot of horses, cavalry, chariots on the server. So that's beneficial, but I do have it a little bit tilted so that the tankier, what I believe to be the tankier unit, has a little bit more of them. And then just a third unit for damage soaking with the evasion, of course. So that's my line of thinking with him. Elrond, if I had a main, he would be my main because I'm playing off Lorien, all elf units, 1500 March Wardens, just a shit ton of damage. This guy is so just insanely broken, overpowered, but he does have weaknesses. Don't get me wrong, he has weaknesses. So let me just check out some of my other tunes here for you. I showed you Haldir. I showed you, I mean, Aragorn too is not, I've showed him in other videos, it's not special. I'm just using Blinding Barrier with fire protection. I threw a pipe on him for now and the flay axe. It's not anything special. But it counters those burn damage Witch Kings super hard. Like I showed this in one of my other videos, a report. I think I was like level 39 going up against a 48 or a 50 or something, or a 10 level disparity at least, and he just crushed the Witch King, and it just made my day. Here's my Galadriel. Again, I mostly am just using her for pathing, although I did have an interesting report against the Sunin with her, because I was putting Dunedain, Guards of the Tower, and Eagles on her, so spreading the damage out. It was interesting. And then here's what I'm doing for skills. I just buffed this a couple of points to give her some extra heals. And then I was like, well, I really don't care about putting 1 point in parting gift or purity. So I threw my next point in focus wraith, but maxed out the R5 tree and the top of the R0 tree. Sorry, I'm just responding to a quick message. And sorry, yeah, you gotta respond to the wifey, you know. I'm like I was saying, I'm thinking about melting this Rangers cape on him after the season. If we're doing like Tactics Evolved next season, I'll probably keep it and try to use him with the Arnor T4 because I'm curious about trying that out. But if we're playing anything else, I'm probably gonna melt this and use the pieces to increase some of my other chests here, like get this the fifth star and upgrade this as high as I can because I have one here. I could get it to 2-star refined immediately upon doing so. Um, I would love to, even though it's not like the greatest chest in the world, and some people might disagree. I'll change this from Fortitude of Elves over to Resistance, so he has the 30%, the full. What is? I don't know what the full it is. Hold on, let me pop over to items here, so we can take a look at it. Come on over and we do, yeah, resistance protection is the special effect. Max is 30%. Right. So you got that 30% going on Gilly in addition to his high alert skill. Like even with just two or at 3 points, that's 21.4% plus 30%, 55%. That's going to significantly reduce your losses when you're going up against the Sauron or someone who does poison damage or Sauron or Witch King, any of those guys, it'll really help keep your units alive. And keeping your units alive is going to increase the amount of damage that you do. But this is the build I'm running on Gil-galad this season. I haven't really done much with him at all. I'd love to get a different helmet for him at some point. Ever since I finished maxing my Aegis, I've gotten a couple of Aegis, and it kind of drives me nuts. Maybe I'll throw a melee suppression helm on him at some point. I don't know. I'm so indecisive. Like I'd love to start trying to work on a retaliate Balin. I was considering messing around using this Tranquility Gray Hat with Celeborn, but it's like I have so many commanders that I would love to test, and just like I started working on them and then put them down again. And I mean, 9 is enough. Here's my Gandalf the Grey, hoping that one of these days I might be blessed with the Frenzy Hammer so that I can start using Dwalin, because Dwalin's just sitting here collecting dust on a shelf. Would love to, swap out some of these gear pieces and start using him. I could use a really good DD comp because my only DD comp that I use, Galadriel and Gimli. So that's really what's going on with my roster, with my gear, with the season, with my barracks. Not a whole lot else going on. We're just going through some exercises to start preparing to plan for next season. And I appreciate you if you have taken the time to watch this video. I appreciate your support and you watch my stuff and listen to me rant on and on whenever I do these. So thank you. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. If you have any feedback, suggestions, questions, whatever. If you have, I would particularly love feedback on some other stuff that you'd like me to talk about when I do these videos. If there's anything specific, any specific topics I can broach for you, I'm happy to do that. So, at any rate, let's wrap this up. Thanks so much again. Take care of yourselves. Stay well. Cheers.